Hello, Kid Zone kids. I am here today during our lunchtime. I am going to read to you one of my favorite children's books. I love the Berenstain Bears. This one is Think of Those in Need. Why do you think we're going to read this one today at lunchtime? What was our Sunday lesson about? Let's see. Does anybody remember? The banana and the orange. The Good Samaritan. I hope some of you got that. We talked about the Good Samaritan and how he helped the friend in need, the neighbor in need. So this is Berenstain Bears, Think of Those in Need. Almost all bears discover in a little while that what they've outgrown makes quite a pile. The bear family enjoyed the good things in life as much as anyone else. They enjoyed good food and good times. They enjoyed a snug treehouse and a comfortable chair before a crackling fire. They enjoyed books and music, toys and games, quilts and cuckoo clocks. But sometimes it seemed, especially to Mama, that perhaps the bears were enjoying too much of a good thing. It was also clear to Mama as she managed the treehouse that they had a problem that came under the heading of too much stuff. Too much stuff in the closets, too much stuff in the drawers, too much stuff in the basement, too much stuff in the attic. There was too much stuff everywhere. It all made Mama a little uneasy. It was beginning to be a worry. Papa thought there was too much stuff problem too, but he was more annoyed than worried. Annoyed about fast wheel cars that Brother had left on the stairs, and about squeaky ducks that Sister had left in the bathtub. But there was much more on Mama's mind than fast wheel cars and squeaky ducks. What was beginning to worry her was that they had so much stuff while some others had so little. And as sometimes happens with a worry, when you go to bed, it can turn into a nightmare. And that's what happened to Mama. Too much stuff. Too much stuff. One night, she dreamed all of their stuff came to life and poured out of every drawer and closet, nook and cranny in the treehouse, chanting, "Too much stuff. Too much stuff." "What's the matter?" asked Papa when Mama woke up screaming. "It was just a dream, my dear," Mama said. But though it was just a dream, she knew what she had to do. The next morning at breakfast, she made an announcement. "This family," she said firmly, "has altogether too much stuff. It's time to get rid of some of it." "Stuff?" asked Brother. "What sort of stuff?" "Stuff like dolls with no heads," Mama said, "broken airplane models, old puzzle, games that nobody plays, and fast wheel cars on the stairs and squeaky ducks in the bathtub," chimed in Papa. "No, wait a minute," protested Sister. "That's all our stuff. What about some of your stuff?" "My stuff?" said Papa. "Like what?" "Like your 17 fishing rods," said Sister. "Like the zillions of old fishing magazines you have stacked up in the attic?" "But those are all valuable collectibles," Papa said. Mama just groaned. "Look who's groaning," said Papa. "What about those shelves and shelves of old cookbooks you never look at, and those bits of yarn and cloth you never are going to use?" "All right," agreed Mama. "I guess we all have a lot of things we don't really need. That's just my point. What should we do with it all?" The bear family thought for a moment. "Hey," said Brother, "let's have a yard sale and make a fortune." "Yeah, great idea," said Sister and Papa. But that was not what Mama had in mind. She had been thinking more and more about those folks who had so little, especially when Christmas was coming around. But what could the bear family do? Mama already had a plan in mind. First, she had Papa and the cubs go through all their stuff and make 3 piles. In one pile were things like old board games and puzzles, and another all their forgotten but still good toys and sporting goods, and in another clothes and furniture, extra cookbooks and unused fishing rods. When the bears piled everything into the car, there was hardly enough room left for them. "Where are we going?" asked Sister. "First stop," said Mama, "is the old bear's home." The old bear's home was where older bears went to live when they needed help taking care of themselves. Nurses and doctors looked after them and made sure that they were in good health. But sometimes the older bears got a little lonely and bored. They liked visitors and things to do. That was part of Mama's plan. When the family arrived at the old bear's home, they handed out their games and puzzles to the older bears and then sat down and played games and did puzzles with them. At first, brother and sister were a little shy and embarrassed. The older bears were just so old, but after a while they got over it. The bears in the home weren't any older than their neighbor, Ms. McGrizz, and she was okay. Soon they were having a fine time, and so were the older bears. They were all sorry when it was time to leave. Look at them playing games. Their next stop was at the Beartown Young Cubs Hospital. Brother and sister knew about the hospital. Brother had gone there to get his ankle x-rayed the time they thought it was broken, and sister had come along to watch. The bears dropped off their loads of unused toys. They were welcome. The hospital workers said the toys would be given out to the hospital Christmas party children. On their way out, they saw a young bear in a wheelchair with his leg in a big cast. They were glad that they had brought the toys. He looked as if he could use some cheering up. Their last stop was to the Beartown Bears Who Care store. That was a store that sold things to raise money for needy bears who needed warm clothes and good food. The store was run by bears who wore uniforms and often played in a band out front of the store. The bears lugged all their old clothes and furniture and stuff into the store. On the way, they stopped to sing a few Christmas carols with the band. There was a big iron pot out on the sidewalk for collecting money for the needy. Papa gave sister $1 to put in it. They headed home with warm feelings about what they had just done. As they drove along, they passed the lighted windows of the Beartown department store. They were beautifully decorated for Christmas. There was window after window of new toys and games, new things for the house, and the very latest things in fishing poles. But the members of the bear family were so filled with special thoughts about helping others that they hardly noticed what wonderful things were in the windows. Except maybe out of the corner of their eye. They still gave a little peek, didn't they? So that is our Think of Others in Need. So just like the Good Samaritan and the bear family, they thought of helping others. I want you guys to think this week, how can you help somebody in need? Is there a picture you can color maybe? Or Mrs. Dodds, I painted a picture on my window so when people walk by, they see a friendly bear waving, hello. Just something to make other people's heart happy. Is there anything that you can think of that other people might like when we're all stuck in the home and we can't really go out and high five and give each other bear hugs like I'm still planning on doing when I see you guys? So think about what you can do, and let's just spread the love of Jesus to everyone that we see and everyone we can think of. All right, I love you guys. I miss you so much. Bye.